a very big one between Manchester City and Dortmund. So let's dive into that one, Geoff, because one of the big questions here, these two teams, they've played each other a lot in Champions League, but Erling Haaland, maybe it always gives him a little bit of motivation playing against his former team. Is he the one that's really carrying Man City and that will really need to carry them today for the matchup?
Well, he's scoring the majority of their goals, isn't he? And he gave some interviews yesterday and he was quite interesting. And in many ways, he hasn't changed at all. I remember when he first arrived in England and as a journalist, you ask him about, will you set this record? What's your target for this season? He's not interested at all. He said, I'm not interested. And it was quite funny. They said to him yesterday, would you like to break this goal scoring record? And he literally said, which one? Because he's got so many he can break. The only one he's aware of is Shearer's all-time Premier League goal scoring record. And Guardiola himself commented on it. He said, this is so unusual for a goal scorer. We know what goal scorers are like. They're greedy, nasty people who only think of themselves. Egotistical, angry
conceited,
people. Yeah, in many ways.
Arrogant.
Difficult human beings.
Decisive. Charismatic.
Keep your other words, Charlie.
No, I was just saying in general. I didn't name anybody in particular.
No, and on top of that, worst of all, have really bad shoe game.
Yes.
They are all of those things, strikers. But no, seriously, Pep said...
Seriously?
This is so unusual for a goal scorer. Would you concur?
I would say that Erling Haaland is what keeps Manchester City moving, positive. He's what you want from your center forward.
No, but
for me, you want the ego. You want.
But don't deflect. I'm asking about goal. I saw what you tried to do there, a little shimmy, but you're not getting out of it.
Little two-step.
Unusual for a goal scorer, especially one of that stature. All he says is, all I care is about the team and what we win as a team. Now, lots of strikers say that, but don't mean it. How many strikers have we met?
That's the modern day. It's the modern day football.
They get beat 5-1. Striker says, I scored my goal, did my job.
No, I'd say
he's unusual, isn't he?
He is unusual.
He's an odd character.
And the fact that he's just a physical specimen. But in terms of his personality, I wouldn't say he's unusual.
You think that's normal for strikers these days?
He's not the common personality type of a striker. He's an odd individual, and I think his weirdness is what makes him Haaland. And he plays into it.
I think you're also disregarding that he's Scandinavian, and Norwegians and Swedes, they operate a certain way. And I think that's more of where you're starting to see how he'll just walk down Manchester City center and just, you see him walking and you go, is that really Erling? And it's just, that's how he grew up. You could just tell. That's how he lives his life. I love it. That's just who he is.
We've seen
I wouldn't say it's unusual at all.
I just think that he's incredibly humble, given his level.
He's humble, but he's also very sure of himself. He's confident.
Yeah.
He knows what he brings to the table.
You would be if you were that good, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Isn't it funny, though, how dominant he is for Manchester City? I mean, you look at those numbers right there, that's ridiculous. It almost seems hyperbolic, right? Their narrative around Haaland and Manchester City was that he doesn't make anybody around him better.
He only scores.
And that City were better off without a 9, and now they have to kind of cater to Haaland. And now they found this way to kind of cater to him.
That was a good move.
And he's scoring and making City very scary after such a questionable run last season. And it almost seems like in that catering to Haaland, City have kind of dropped back their average starting point a little bit to give him that space in behind. Because once he's in behind, 98 times out of 100, it's a goal.
I just think goal. As soon as he gets the ball and he's through one-on-one with the keeper, I think this is a goal.
How much do you put them into the conversation when we're talking about Champions League favorites? We're talking about Bayern, we're talking about PSG, Arsenal. How far up in that conversation of favorites of winning it all do you put City?
Not too far removed, I'd say.
No, and I totally agree with you, but I'm not that ultimately convinced from City to say they are one of the best teams in the world that can win the Champions League. But in the knockout phase, Champions League often is decided by a superstar moment from a superstar player. Haaland, though, hasn't really been able to deliver those moments consistently in the Champions League for Manchester City. And it feels like if there is a moment, if there is a season, it's sure to come soon.
I mean, he has done it in his first season in the Champions League with Manchester City.
Where were the goals in the final and the semi-final?
Yeah, but he
No,
won
I'm
the
talking about in the knockout stage. Yeah, we won the Champions League, but his moment. It is now his team. It's not Kevin De Bruyne's team anymore. Kevin De Bruyne delivered in those moments.
By the way.
Right? That was the quality. The individual moments. Now this is his team. There's a different level of responsibility beyond the goals. It now feels like if Haaland doesn't deliver, City don't get it done, and that wasn't the case before.